Good morning from another beautiful day here in Stockholm. Today, Alex and I are creating our own DIY food tour of Stockholm. We've made a list of 10 Swedish foods that we need to try out while we are here, and we are going to be clicking them off one by one. We actually got a little bit of a head start at our breakfast buffet this morning. They had 2 of the foods on there for us to try. The first one was the knäckebröd, which is their crisp bread, which I tried with what they call the Swedish caviar. It's a salmon roe that they have emulsified, and they put it in a little tube, and they spread the butter on the knäckebröd, then they spread the salmon roe on there as well. Okay, we're going in with the knäckebröd. So we're doing it with the traditional butter and Swedish caviar with a K.
Butter and salt, basically.
It's actually really good. It's like a crispy, having a bagel with salmon spread. That's delicious. Let's see what add a pickle to it.
Nothing was ever made worse by adding a pickle.
I would definitely eat this for breakfast, especially with like some scrambled eggs on the side or something. I mean, I don't like hard-boiled eggs, so I didn't add a hard-boiled egg to it because that is just a weird egg and me thing. The butter is amazing. Like, it just is. I mean, I thought the Irish butter was really good, but oh my gosh.
That is butter ranking, Ireland here, and Paris butter.
Oh, God. I don't know. They just do butter so much better in the EU than they do in the United States. That's why I only buy Kerrygold butter now, because it's so good. I also think it has to do with that they actually let it stay out, so it's not like hard as a rock when you try to use it, because we keep it refrigerated all the time. I had a butter dish. Didn't we do a butter dish at a pottery place one time? That's what I thought.
It was ugly because I made it.
It was not ugly. It was made with love, so it was never ugly. Everything you made was beautiful because it was made with love.
So that's why I have a box full of paper. So you guys are like, can we recycle this, please?
Snap. I mean, I honestly like this on its own. And then I had the Swedish pancakes, and those were fantastic, especially with their very light jam and cream. So our second food of the morning is the traditional Swedish pancake, which when we were watching a YouTube video the other night, a lady was comparing them to French crepes, but they are actually thicker than a crepe and a little bit smaller. Crepes are like the size of this plate. They're much bigger. So this is a little thicker, a little spongier. And so the traditional way to eat it is to put some jam. And I think this is strawberry jam. It doesn't say on the sign. It's very subtle. So we're going to throw some jam on there. Oops. Try not to make a mess. A little cream. Oops. A little cream. So we're spreading the cream and the jam, and then we're going to try to roll this up without making a mess. The guy the other night did it like so well with like his utensils, but I'm not sure I can do it without using my fingers. Okay. So now we have a nice little breakfast cannoli, like Alex said. It's very spongy when you cut into it, so I'm curious what the texture is going to be. I think it's going to be spongier than a crepe or a pancake. And do one more here. Oh, it's going to squeeze everything out.
You got it.
Making a mess. Hey, we'll go with the middle bite because it's going to have everything in it. It is really, really good. The whipped cream doesn't have any sugar in it. And the crepe has very little sweetness to it. So the only sweetness is coming from the jam, which doesn't have a whole lot of sugar in it either. So it's nice and light, and it's not overpowering with like how incredibly sweet a lot of American breakfasts can be. This is super subtle. I could easily have this every morning for breakfast if somebody would get up and make Swedish pancakes for me every morning. You can mix that jam into some yogurt and have like a fantastic breakfast too. In fact, you could switch out the whipped cream for Greek yogurt and make it a little more protein packed and healthy too. But this is oh so yummy. And probably really filling. And we've got a lot of food to eat today, so bon appetit. Now we are about to head into the Östermalm food hall, which has been here since 1888. We're not quite sure what foods on our list they are going to have in here today, but I'm looking forward to exploring the building. It's supposed to be very fascinating. Also at the end, we're going to try something that is not on the list, but has been talked about a ton. So stay tuned until the end of the video to find out what that is. One grilled crab? Perfect. Here's your water too, but I got it.
You want the ketchup instead?
Mustard?
Yeah, and mustard?
Yes. Yay! Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Have a great day. Okay, so we're having a korv, which is basically a Swedish hot dog. I'm not sure what it's made out of. Meat of some sort. Isn't it cute? It's kind of tiny. They have the big long ones, but we had so much breakfast this morning that we're going with the little one. Oh my God.
Good dog.
I'm trying to think, and I love hot dogs, don't get me wrong. I especially like a loaded up hot dog back home. This is delicious. It's just very, it doesn't taste, I don't know, it's manufactured as hot dogs do back home. And there's something about a grilled hot dog anyway that I think is just really, really good. I like that he smashed the bun down, so it's not all like you're just getting a little bit of a bun when you take a bite. It is very good. And the mustard is perfect on here. I like it. Okay, technical fail. We started this shot and we weren't recording, so yeah. So here is our half-eaten kanelbullar, which is their Swedish cinnamon roll, and it is gorgeous. Since we've already taken a couple of bites, it is delicious. But look at all that cinnamon all around the cinnamon roll, and then it's got the pearl sugar on top, which is just makes it look cute, but it's also delicious. I like it because it's not as sticky as cinnamon buns are at home, or cinnamon rolls are at home. It's so good. And these oat milk lattes are, I mean, they're beautiful and they're delicious. And warm. Very warm. This place is bopping. And people all over the place. And a super, super nice barista. Very friendly. I have been impressed with how friendly the majority of the servers that we have encountered have been in Stockholm. Just super engaging and ask a lot of questions and very helpful. Alex, what did you think?
It's yummy.
I like that most of the sweets that we've had here, like Alex said, are not aggressively sweet. It's just subtle, but like the perfect amount, not overwhelming. I like how the little layers kind of come apart in here. Like it's like how they kind of knot it together. I'd love to see how these are made. I looked to see if I could find like a cooking class that we could learn how to make these, but I could not find one. That would be really fun. So our bonus dish is this fish soup that is here at Kajsas Fisk, and it's in the basement of the, I forget the name of this food hall, Haymarket Food Hall, I think.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I'll put it on the screen somewhere, the name of the actual food hall that we're in. This is supposed to be the best fish soup in the city of Stockholm. Now, we had some damn good fish soup the very first night that we were here, so the bar is really, really high on how good the soup is going to be. So let's dig in.
It looks very tomato-y.
It is very tomato-based, and they put a bunch of stuff in it. I think this might be mustard on the top.
Hell yeah.
And I saw some shrimp and some mussels go in here, so I'm going to see what I can probably get a mussel in here. This is really good. It's definitely going to challenge the one that we had the first night. It's a very different flavor profile. The one we had the first night was more of a curry based. This is definitely a spicy tomato based fish stew, and it is it smells really good. I mean, look at the amount of fish that is in here. That's just a ton of fish. Wow, look at that big hunk of fish. It kind of tastes like I'm trying to think, almost like a chicken cacciatore base like tomato based soup. It's delicious. Alex's turn to try it out.
Nice.
What are your thoughts? What do you think the spice makeup of it is?
It's definitely a much more mellow soup than the one we had the first night. It's still very tasty though. I mean, the fish is really good in here.
The fish is really good.
Fish is like fall apart.
Mm-hmm. Which do you think is better?
I mean, I'm a sucker for curry, so I really liked the first one. But I like this. This is like I would say it's like an elevated Campbell's tomato soup almost.
I'm not sure they would like that assessment, but
with the tomato bit, like that's kind of what I wish tomato soup was sometimes.
yeah, a little brothier, a little less thick. Our next dish up is stekt strimming, which is fried herring, and it's probably one of the ones I've not been looking forward to trying because I'm not a big fan of herring. This comes with the herring and the mashed potatoes look amazing. I can't remember what the sauce is. Do you remember what the sauce is that they say it comes with? I don't know. We'll try it and find out. Maybe I should have gotten a knife too. We're going to do it without everything first.
Lots of bread and lots of salad. Yes. And lots of sauce.
The first taste tasted a little bit like fried trout, and then it got fishier. It's not bad.
Try it with the sauce.
Yeah, I'm going to try it with all the things. I'm going to do a little potato. Actually, let's cut the fish a little bit more so that it's easier to eat. There. Okay, we've got fish, potato.
I would guess it's probably a mustard sauce if I had.
It kind of looks like a mustard sauce or gravy. It's kind of a gravy consistency.
Mustard gravy.
Definitely mustard. Much better when you combine all the things. The potatoes, the fish, and the sauce all together is like, it's almost like somebody intended it for it to be eaten that way, which is why they put it all on the plate together. It's definitely a fishy fish. So if you don't like fish, this is probably not a dish for you. But I could see this as a super hearty dish, and I think it's something that they probably ate a lot of, maybe still eat a lot of at home as a, like a Friday fish day or something like that. It's pretty good. I don't know that I'll be able to finish this because we are eating so much food today. This is a lot of food. I will say the prices here are much, much more reasonable than the prices were at the Östermalm food hall. So if you are trying to decide, go to the Östermalm food hall to like kind of see all the pretty stuff, but then come to this food hall to actually buy your food to eat because it's less expensive and I think maybe even a little better. So. We are a little over halfway through our food tour, and I'm not gonna lie, my stomach's feeling a little overwhelmed about now. We had to make a little pit stop at the hotel before our next stop, but we're powering through. Would not recommend trying to get all of these things in one day. It's tough, but we'll do anything for you, YouTube.
What do you have to say for yourself?
I have to say we have a chocolate ball, which is a common Swedish dessert, I think. Basically, it's a non
treat.
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little treat.
It's a little treat, a little afternoon treat. We're having our fika. We're just sharing everything because we've eaten so much today already. So the chocolate ball is a no-bake treat that's made from like chocolate and oats and... Oh, you're fine.
What a nice device. Isn't it? It's very convenient, very compact. Yeah.
It's very cool. Bye. I don't even know where I was.
Just eat it.
So we have a chocolate ball, which is a no-bake dessert made from oats and chocolate. It's kind of like what we would do as a protein ball, but I think it's a little less healthy than our protein balls that we make at home. So I'm very curious. I've read a lot about these, and I am very, very curious about how they taste. I'm trying to get past the sugar pearls on it. It's basically all I taste right now is sugar from eating the sugar pearls. I can kind of taste the oats in there. It's basically kind of like a chocolate oat ball. It's really good. Again, the sugar pearls are sweet. The rest of the inside of the chocolate ball is not that sweet. It's really good. I could see this being a really, really nice, light treat in the middle of the day if you hadn't already eaten a ton of food. I feel like we've made something like very similar to this before. It kind of melts if you let it just, instead of chewing on it, if you just let it melt in your mouth. It's actually kind of a nicer flavor if you kind of let it just sit and melt instead of like trying to chew it and swallow it. I like it. It's very good. The latte is extremely hot, although I love having it in the glass. This is kind of cool. This place is adorable, packed, and there's a certain demographic. Let's just say I fit in really well here. I think we're in a very artsy part of town because there are a lot of art galleries that we passed when we were walking to this cafe. So it's kind of that vibe for sure. What are your thoughts? You're supposed to let it melt, not chew it, remember?
Tastes like brownie batter.
Yeah, kind of, but not as sweet.
No. Tastes like, like just a brownie bite kind of thing.
Yeah. It's nice. Very subtle.
It is, yeah. It definitely, very chocolatey.
Very chocolatey.
Just nice. It's dense.
We're going to finish eating this, and then we're going to go see what other food we can find. I think we've got 4 more things on our list. Whew, we can do it. What did you say?
Oh, the cold air feels nice. It was hot in there.
It was very hot in there.
It was comfortable. It was cozy.
I love that they let dogs into the cafes here and restaurants and public transportation. Like, that's just crazy. I love it.
Must be a pain in the butt if you're a Swedish person with a dog allergy.
I know. Yeah. But, you know, that's the way it is.
That's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yep.
Just suck it up and take your allergy meds.
Yeah, because you never know when you might encounter a puppy along the way. Exactly. There were some cute ones in there. So what we have here, if you can see it, because it is really dark in here, and the plate is really, really hot. This is raggmunk, which is basically a hash brown covered with like 3 or 4 pieces of bacon and some lingonberries. And clearly this is a comfort bar food because we had to go to a bar to find this. Most restaurants do not serve this. So we're going to dig in, see what it's like. So far it's cold. Oh. There's like two potato pancakes down here. Hey, I've got some lingonberries, bacon. Whoops. It's a little mushy. Whoops. Okay, a little bit of everything. Maybe. It's definitely mushier than our hash browns in the U.S. It's like a really, really soft hash brown. Like the potatoes are definitely shredded, but they're still soft. They haven't like fried them all the way through like we do with our hash browns. The bacon is really the mix of the lingonberries with the saltiness of the bacon and then the creaminess of the potatoes. This would make a great hangover dish. Like I could see this being perfect on a Sunday morning with a really good Bloody Mary. This might be close to one of my favorites that I've tasted so far today. Probably because it's super salty. And I love the mix of the sweet sour of the lingonberries and the saltiness of the potatoes and the bacon. It's really, really good. I think there might be some cheese in the potatoes too. We can get a bigger chunk of potatoes this time. Okay. I was a little worried with my first bite that it was going to be too much like the coal bouillon. Yeah, coal cake. The one that we had last night at the Christmas market, which if you haven't seen that video yet, I've either posted it before this one or it's coming after this one. But that was basically pure pork fat with a little bit of flour. And I was a little worried because the texture is very similar with these potatoes and the smell was very similar, like it smells like it's been cooked over an open fire. And I was really, really worried it was going to be that, which tasted good for the first bite and a half, but then it was a bit overwhelming with all of the pork fat, and yeah, it was a lot. Let's just say it was a lot. This, however, is really delicious. So what do you think, Al?
It tastes a lot like a latke. Whatever. Yeah, I mean it's definitely a potato pancake. It's good. It's like soft and creamy. I definitely think I would not be able to eat this if it didn't have the berries on it.
Yeah. It needs that sweet, salty, that sweet and tart kind of
the
contrast.
acid to cut through the fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tasty. I can definitely see eating this when I'm absolutely smashed at a bar and being I need to recover immediately. I can imagine them serving this at a 24-hour pancake house.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And eating it at 1 a.m.
We need to bring the lingonberries outside of IKEA into more places in the U.S. because I'm a big fan. Alex said the bacon alone, it's super thick, really thick bacon. Oh my God.
Good bacon.
Oh my God. That is probably some of the best bacon I've ever had. We're going to finish our potato pancake and see if we can check a few more things off. And we're like, we're running out of time because we have a ghost tour that we're trying to get to tonight. And we're having trouble finding a couple of the things. So fingers crossed we can click them all off, but I don't know. The princess cake has been surprisingly hard to find. I thought it would be pretty easy to find it at a bakery around, but we're having a really hard time finding that. But we will see you at the next stop. I think we're on, right? It's very noisy in here, so I hope the microphone is going to pick up. We searched long and hard to find a place that actually served the potato dumplings because this is really more of a dish that is served at home, like the Swedish meatballs. Swedish meatballs you don't find in a huge amount of restaurants here in Stockholm because it's more of a home comfort food, so people make them at home so they don't order them when they go out to eat. And kind of the same thing with these potato dumplings. Now, we're at Pelikan restaurant, which they like to do the Swedish comfort foods at an elevated style. So these are actually the potato dumplings that are stuffed with mushrooms instead of the typical meat that you would find. Most home cooks are going to make their what are they called? Potato. They're called. Now I got to look up what the actual Swedish name of these are. We're gonna try a bite. Can you see it? And I wanted to fall off the fork. So that's what the inside looks like. And typically that would be meat, but tonight it's mushrooms. And some crispy kale, which is kind of interesting. They're very doughy, which you would expect from a dumpling. Thick, doughy, especially potato dumpling. The flavor is really good. Peppery, but not too peppery, so not super spicy, not as spicy, just a black pepper taste. And then the mushrooms are super savory, and there's a cream sauce that is really, really yummy. This is true comfort food. This is something that I would absolutely eat on a cozy night at home. If I had the ability to actually make dumplings from scratch at home. There's some onions, lingonberries. Like I said, there's this crisp kale on top, so it feels like you're somewhat eating healthy, although I don't think this is a very healthy dish overall. Worth the search looking for these. If you can't get into a Swedish home to have somebody make them from scratch for you, this is probably the next best thing you can get. I'm happy that we actually found these to be able to try.
It's like a really big gnocchi.
A really big what?
Gnocchi?
Oh, yeah. Alex said it's like a really big gnocchi. Gnocchi? Gnocchi. Gnocchi. It's not soft. Yeah, it's not soft and mushy.
Tastes like there's a lot of starch in it.
A lot of starch. This place has crazy nice atmosphere. I love that there's actually a real live candle on the table while we eat. I mean, I don't know what their liability insurance is, but that's got to be kind of crazy. Okay, so we're going to finish our meal here, and then we're going to go on a search for the princess cake. We have one last other dish that we need to find besides the princess cake, but that may be a task for tomorrow. We'll see it. So we struck out on getting the princess cake. It was already all sold out. So today we got 9 of the 11 things that we had on our list. So tomorrow we have 2 more to get before we head off to Norway. We'll see you tomorrow. So I forgot to mention, when I was in the bathroom in the Pelikan after finishing eating those delicious potato dumplings, a lady struck up a conversation with me and she asked if we were there for the meatballs. And I said, no, actually, we had come for the potato dumplings. And she asked me how I liked them. And I said, I thought they were delicious. And she let me know that actually when they fix them at home here in Sweden, They don't usually have a cream sauce on them. They're usually the potato dumplings, and they're a little bit firmer. She said she thought these were softer at Pelikan than what she makes at home. And they usually have them stuffed with the meat, like I said before, but they will serve them with softened or melted butter instead of the cream sauce. So I thought that was interesting, and I thought I would share it with you. And it's always fun to learn new things when you're waiting for the bathroom, right? Well, we didn't finish our food tour yesterday, so today we are getting our last 2 items at this cute little cafe called Panem, I think. And of course, don't know how to pronounce it. But the first one we are going to try is the gravad laks, which is basically smoked salmon on rye toast. And it looks like there's like a cream cheese and some dill. It looks beautiful. It's a lot of salmon on here. So it's not like the smoked salmon that we make in Alaska, where we have like the candied version of smoked salmon where it's sweet. This is definitely just salmon. There's no flavoring to it. There's no it's not salty. It's not sweet. It doesn't really have anything. The flavors are just basically the lemon juice that I just put on there and the dill. So it's very kind of bland, actually. But there's lettuce and cream cheese. It's pretty good. I'd like a little more dill and a little more lemon, maybe. Okay, I'm going to say the second bite was actually, I think I got more of the flavoring in the cream cheese or something like that. I think it was a little bit better. I'm sorry, Alex, I think I ate all of the dill. You know what I could use? Some capers.
It's a divisive statement. There's a lot of people who do not like capers.
I love capers. I do. I would put more capers on here. I don't think there are any capers. It's very basic. Let's just put it that way. It's fine.
It's a clean taste.
It's a very clean taste, if that's what you're looking for.
Say.
That's true. The bread is really good. And I love salmon. I mean, I'll take salmon in any form, but this is just a little bland.
I feel like this would be really good when it's hot in the summer.
Yes. It's not really a cold weather kind of thing.
I like it.
So I think we saved the best for last. This is princess cake, which is a multi-layered cake with it looks like a custard cream, and then I think there's some jam spread between the layers of the cake as well, and then there's a marzipan. Alex is making sure I'm in frame. Thank God I have a producer along with me for this whole series. So there's a marzipan fondant frosting on the top, and it's really pretty. In the case, there's like a Christmas tree design on the top of the cake. It's really, really pretty. But I've been wanting to try this the whole 4 days we've been here, so I'm really excited. So the custard is kind of like when you get a Boston cream donut.
Oh, okay.
What were you gonna say?
Boston cream pie.
Yeah, kind of.
Trying to figure out what Boston food you were going for.
The donut where it's filled with the cream on the inside. That's what the custard kind of tastes like. Like most desserts that we've had so far in Stockholm, it's not overly sweet, but it's definitely a dessert. Very fancy. You don't really taste the jam in there either. It's very light. Everything's super light and fluffy. I probably would get more of the cinnamon rolls again than I would get the princess cake. Is pretty, and it'd be great for like a special occasion. But I think the cinnamon rolls especially the cardamom cinnamon rolls, have been my favorite. I will let Alex have a bite. That's a big bite.
Yeah, it's definitely like a whipped
custard.
Yeah, whipped custard.
Yeah. Because it's thicker than a whipped cream.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very light.
So this little decorative thing on the top tastes like. You sure it's not like a meringue? Sounds like a meringue.
Sweet styrofoam. You want some?
Sure. Oh gosh, it's sticky. Yeah, it's like gooey on top and then definitely a melt away meringue on the inside. It kind of doesn't taste like anything. I mean, there's no like, it doesn't taste like strawberry or raspberry or like any like fruity type flavor.
Just meringue.
Oof, it's hard to get through that fondant.
Actually, the correct way to pronounce it is fondant.
Seriously?
No.
It's like, that does not sound like a French pronunciation. Well, that pretty much wraps up our Stockholm food tour. We are getting ready to catch a train up to Tromsø, Norway. So leaving Sweden and heading further north up above the Arctic Circle today. I think overall my favorite restaurant out of everything that we tried yesterday was the Kajsas Fisk, which was in one of the food halls that we did that had that amazing soup that was so delicious. And I will say probably my favorite food overall was the potato dumplings that we had at the Pelikan restaurant last night. Even though they aren't traditional Swedish potato dumplings, they were pretty amazing. So we're going to take off and we'll see you in the next video. You're good.